Hi guys, hope you guys are doing good. And I have decided to learn blockchain. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make content using blockchain. I have completed like a basic introductory course from Coursera, and I thought, okay, let's make a video series and let's explore D apps and those things like that. D apps as in decentralized apps. Like it's a very what to say. It's an upcoming technology, and like, I'm really interested. I'm really into that path. So like, what I thought was like. I think I should. I thought like I should make a prerequisite video. Like as in like if you see this video, you should be able to understand like what are the video which I'm gonna post after this. I think like blockchain is the called as the Web 3.0. So basically, like there are two versions, that is Web 1 and Web 2, which are before blockchain. So in this video, we'll just go through the history of what is Web 1, like how it worked, what is Web 2, and how it worked, and those things. And from the next video, we'll start with the blockchain. So to start with Web 1, like basically it is just a server client model. Um, we'll try to understand how our browser loads a website from the server. So, okay, let me just quickly start my local server. So coming to the part of understanding how our browser works. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter a simple URL that is to our local website, like which is running in localhost, and then we'll proceed on how this thing works. So let me just start the recording here. Okay, it started. So the URL is localhost slash LTR. So as you can see, there are like three things we can see. There is one, hi, I'm a demo website, which is like very brighter than the below one, which is LTF hyphen tech, and there's an image like LTF image which is being loaded here. So basically, what happened here is our browser was able to understand the HTML code. So HTML is like a markup language, as in it's not a programming language. It doesn't involve any logics. Instead of logics, it is used only for styling and decorating. Similarly, CSS adds styles to the HTML pages. So yeah, JavaScript again, like it is a programming language, but it is used to interact with the user. Like we don't have to go in detail about these things to learn blockchain. Whereas like it'll be nice if you know these things. I mean, like to develop a blockchain application, one must know these things. So if you are interested, like maybe you can, like there are like 100 tons of tutorials on this, and you'll be able to find what, like if you want to learn these things, you'll be able to like get those things. I'll also try to put it in the description or in the comment section, the best HTML, CSS, JavaScript course which are available in YouTube. And yeah, so when I say HTML is a markup language, what I mean is that like hi, I'm a demo website is like little bit bold or little bit what to say like high in font size than LTF hyphen tech. This is because I gave the command, like I gave a HTML tag as in like it's a h1 tag. The first one is called as the h1 tag, the below one is called as the h2 tag. So the browser was able to understand that like I should make this to this particular font size, and the below one to like the font size which is lesser than that. And that is called as an image tag, like which is used in websites to include the image. So our browser like works like this. Like it tries to understand the HTML code, and it tries to understand the CSS code, and it understands the like JavaScript is being written. In this website, we didn't use any JavaScript. So to conclude the browser introductory part, what we can say is the moment the browser receives the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files, like it starts to understand and it presents it to the user. So that's what our browser does. Now having understood this, we'll try to understand how those files are being received from the server. So basically server is the one which are sending these files. So when we type localhost, so localhost is addressed to a like map to a what is it, a server, and that server like will receive the request, like will receive a HTTP request. I will get into the what is HTTP request in a few minutes, like few seconds, I guess. So now, what is a server? So now comes the question: what is a server? So server is basically another computer which is going to send files to the client. So the client is nothing but our browser whenever it is being requested. So what our browser does is the moment we enter the localhost slash LTF, our browser is going to ask, hey server, can you please send me the files? The user has requested such URL. So our browser, our server, like when we code the when we code that program, it will understand like what type of files and what files the server should send for a particular request. If that file is not found, that is the that is the part where you get the 404 error, like it's not found. Okay, now I'm gonna just show in reality like how it will work. Like these things are very basic. Like what I'm trying to like, I'm just trying to make it easy for those who don't know like coding, or those who are not into coding also. Like even they can learn the concepts of a blockchain. Like if not, like if they are not even if they are not into the coding the blockchain, this will make them understand how like, blockchain works and why blockchain came, and like that will be more fun. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up localhost slash LTF slash 2022.png. So see, now you can see that only our logo loaded here. So this happened because like our like client requested to our server, that is like the computer requested the computer to send a particular file, that is 2022.png. So every time request is made, our server is going to send some type of file, HTML file. It could be a HTML file, it could be a CSS file, it could be a JavaScript file, it could be a PNG file, it could be a text file, it could be a JSON file in terms of APIs and stuff. Like we use JSON file. So basically our server has these files, though our server has these like in its computer it has these files. So I'll just quickly show up like where it is being stored in my computer. So we are running in localhost, as in like we started our server like in our own PC itself. So you can see that index.html and 2022.png is there. So I just loaded 2022.png. So when I open this is again going to be, okay, come on, it's loading. Yeah, it is again going to be the logo. Now I'm just closing this. So now we understood like when there is a request being made, the file is being sent, and after the file gets loaded, what we're gonna do, like our browser tries and understands to present it. So coming back to the now we'll get back to the web history, and I think there is no more like boring demos, I guess. It is just going to be me talking. I think that is more boring. Okay, coming back to the part of web history, like what we're going to do is like first web 1 came. What is web 1 means? It is going to be a static website, like lot of static websites started popping up, like about us, like like if you go to a company's website, right, like if you click on about us page, like it will tell them like what they are doing, like what the website is for. So like it will be the same for each and every user. Like then web 2 came, then started like things coming up like dynamic websites. In this web 2 period only, like we started getting like things like Facebook and like other things. So what it involved is it started using a database, and it started using cookies more like wisely, and those things. So, as you can see, in all this area, like in Web 2, what happened was the data which are being stored was present in, so if was present in a centralized environment, as in, like if you're going to create an account on Facebook, it was stored only in Facebook, like Facebook data center, and yeah, that is a secure way. That is the like most secure way to do that. But the thing is, even the messages, like what you like you send, like one person, like if you send a message to someone else, it was being stored in like Facebook server. And like if let's say I'm not going to use the Facebook like I'm not going to use the word Facebook anymore, and I'm not talking about Facebook now. So when you send a message, you're sending a message to someone else. Let's say I'm sending a message to like Google. When I send a particular message, it is being stored in the Facebook's database. Now, what Facebook can do is they can read the message, and if they want, they can modify the message too. Like no one will ever know. That is the You are trusting Facebook with these things. I said I won't use Facebook, and I used Facebook. Okay, great. Now moving on, that is where the concept of decentralized application came. Like no one will be you don't have to trust the third party in decentralized application. That is where our Web3 plays a major role. And I'm trying to make a series make a series on like blockchain and Web3. Hope you guys will enjoy that series. So this is going to be the part 0 of that particular series. I think I said everything what I wanted to say. So see you.